Good morning. I hope you're all doing fine. And what about your studies? Are you all doing your assignments and writing the answers in the notebook? You know that you're in class 12 and we have no time to waste. So let's do the next poem. Today we are going to do the poem by Stephen Spender, An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum. Stephen Spender is an English poet, novelist, and essayist, and he was also an English professor who lived and worked in London. Spender's poems are very humanistic in tone. He is known for his poems expressing sorrow and anger as he wrote about the world around him. And he's one of those modern poets who insisted that poetry should be linked to political and social concerns. He wrote many poems on the themes of social injustice and class struggle. And the poem you're going to study today is also based on this theme of social injustice and class struggle. All big cities of the world have slums. Slums are the inevitable byproduct of the process of urbanization. So, what do you know about a school in a slum? Teaching standards are low and classrooms are under-equipped. So, it's quite clear that the slum schools don't follow the standard instructional programs of other schools. And a large proportion of the students of slum schools quit school to take up other jobs. Here, the gusty waves could refer to the strong waves of the beaches, meaning that the slums are far away from any beach. But another way of understanding it is that the children are not living in comfortable homes and they don't look like the lively, energetic children of other places. Next line, like rootless weeds, the hair torn round their pallor. Here, the poet is describing a child whose hair is all looking very weak and scattered, and it is giving him a pale look, and the hair is now compared to rootless weeds. Notice the use of simile in the expression like rootless weeds. Here, the unkempt hair is compared to rootless weeds. So, like weeds that are running around, his hair is also scattered on his head. The tall girl with her weighed down head. Another girl is sitting with her head bent, as if there is a heaviness. And the paper seeming boy. Here, the paper seeming boy is a boy who is as thin as paper, with rat's eyes. Rat's eyes could mean a very small eyes or some eyes that are constantly searching for something. The next description is of a stunted, unlucky heir of twisted bones. Stunted, naturally, the children living in slums are malnourished, so their growth and development will be stunted. Unlucky heir of twisted bones, reciting a father's gnarled disease. Gnarled is a word which means old and worn out. So he is the unlucky heir of his father's disease. That means he has also got his father's disease. He has inherited it from his father. And that's his lesson from his desk. And that is what he's reciting, what he's talking about. At back of the dim class, one unnoted, sweet and young. Now the poet notices another boy sitting at the back of the class, and he is sweet and young. But the word to be noticed here is the dim class. The poet is saying or stressing on the word dim, because the classroom in a slum has to be dimly lit with no proper lighting. His eyes live in a dream of squirrel's game in tree room other than this. So the poet is imagining that this boy is dreaming about a squirrel's game. Like a squirrel is freely running around on the trees and is sitting in a tree room. The squirrel's tree room is the holes in the tree. Sometimes the squirrels will be sitting in the holes in the trees. So the poet is here describing this boy sitting in the classroom and thinking of the tree room. In the first stanza, the poet was describing the students in the slum and how they were in the classroom, how they looked in the classroom, how they sat in the classroom, and what they were doing there. In the second stanza, the poet is describing mainly the look of the classroom, the walls and everything. So let's read and find out. On sour cream walls, donations, Shakespeare's head, cloudless at dawn, civilized dome riding all cities, belled, flowery Tyrolese valley, open-handed map awarding the world its world, and yet for these children, these windows, not this map, their world, where all their futures painted with a fog, and narrow street sealed in with a lead sky, far from rivers, capes, and stars of words. So in the second stanza, the poet is starting by describing the walls as sour cream. So why is he using the word sour? That it's to convey that it's not very bright. It's looking very pale. Maybe it was painted a long time back. So it's not looking quite fresh and bright. That is why he uses the word sour cream. And there are donations and Shakespeare's head. Donations could be the proof of donations or the certificates that they have displayed on the walls. And Shakespeare's head is of course the face of Shakespeare, which you see in most of the institutions where they display Shakespeare's picture on the walls. So here it is referred to as Shakespeare's head. That is referring to Shakespeare's face. In the second line, we can see cloudless at dawn, civilized dome riding all cities, belt, flowery Tyrolese valley. Tyrol, as written here, is an Austrian alpine province. So we can understand that there is a picture of the Tyrolese valley framed or displayed on the walls. It could be for the purpose of beautiful scenery, to beautify the walls. So the scenery you see there is cloudless sky at dawn, cloudless in the morning, and a civilized dome referring to a developed city, because only developed cities will have buildings with domes. And belt, naturally a bell tower will be there, and it's all flowery, looking very beautiful, gardens and all. So all we need to understand is that there is a picture of a beautiful city displayed on the walls. And the next thing you can see on the wall is an open-handed map. And here the poet is describing it as awarding the world its world. And it's called open-handed because it is the world map and it could be showing all the cities. It could be any city, any country. So it is open-handed. And yet for these children, these windows, not this map, their world. So this is a very important line. Here he is showing the mismatch of the condition of the children and the picture on the wall. Because the picture on the wall is showing a beautiful city, whereas the children are in a very poor condition. And they are not familiar with these kind of beautiful cities because they are living in the slum. And this has no connection with their life. Where all their futures painted with a fog. Their own future, the children's future itself is very unclear. It's foggy. That is why It is written painted with the fog. In the third stanza, the poet is describing the feelings of the children and what they think about the things around them while they sit in the classroom. Surely Shakespeare is wicked and the map a bad example. So why do they think that Shakespeare is wicked and the map is a bad example? Because it has not written anything about the slums or nothing about the people of the slums. Shakespeare was mostly writing about his time and the kings and the queens and the people of his time. And the map is a bad example because it does not represent the slum. With ships and sun and love tempting them to steal, again when they look at the pictures of ships and the sun and all the beautiful scenery, it is all tempting them to steal. That means it is making them desire for a good life, for lives that slyly turn in their cramped holes from fog to endless night. The pictures that they are looking at in the classroom is tempting them, because their lives are described as lives that slyly turn in their cramped holes. The cramped holes are the very congested rooms in the slums, and they are spending the entire time of the day from fog, that is from the fog that appears in the morning, to endless night. To endless night because the nights are very long as they have to work long hours. So here the condition of the slum and the pictures on the walls are in stark contrast. The pictures don't represent their life. So the children are naturally tempted to desire for a better life. On their slag heap, these children wear skins peeped through by bones. What does the slag heap mean? Actually, slag heap refers to a heap of rocks, a mountain or a hill of rocks that contain the waste of the coal mines. So here, the slag heap actually refers to the bodies of the children, which is looking like a heap of rocks. Why? Because these children are wearing skins, and the poet is again using some imagery here, describing the children's skins peeped through by bones. That means their bones are visible through the skin. So the bones are peeping through the skin, which is a personification. And spectacles of steel with mended glass. Their glasses or their specs are mended, means repaired. It's broken and they have mended it. So the mended glass is looking like bottle bits on stones. The glasses they are wearing or the spectacles they are wearing are compared to bottle bits on stones, like scattered bottle bits. When you break a bottle on a stone and the bottle bits are scattered on the stone, that's how their glasses look like, because it's all stuck and mended. All of their time and space are foggy slum. This line, it's quite clear. It means that they spend their entire day in the slum, all their time and space. That means they never get out of the slum. Their space is only the slum. So blot their maps with slums as big as doom. So they are thinking that the maps should be blotted, or it should be dotted with the slums only. They should mark the slums on the maps because that is their world. They don't know of any other world other than the slum. In the last stanza of this poem, the poet is saying that unless some authorities from the government come and see the situation in the slum, the children cannot enjoy a better life. Now let's look at the Unless governor, inspector, visitor, this map becomes their window, and these windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs break open till they break the town and show the children to green fields and make their world run azure on gold sands and let their tongues run naked into books. The white and green leaves open history, theirs whose language is the sun. So here the poet is describing what the future should be like or how they should make a change or bring a change in the lives of the children of the slums. So what can they do and what is the future going to look like? So unless a governor or inspector comes and sees the slum and bring changes there, these windows will be the window to their world. And their world will remain the same. That is what they see through the windows will only be their world.
But they also believe that
this open-ended map that is on the wall, it will become the window to the change. That is, from the map they will get an idea that their world should change. And it will inspire them to do something to make a change. And these windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs. So the windows that already exist in the classroom or in the slums, that is actually shutting them from the other world, from the world outside. So here that slum is now compared to a catacomb, like catacombs. A simile is used here, and catacombs, as you know, are the underground tombs which are very narrow and dark. So here, these windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs, they should break these windows, is what the poet is saying, and break open till they break the town and show the children to green fields. So unless they break open that window or unless they break open the shackles and all the restrictions and barriers that are imposed on them, they will not be able to get out and see the beautiful world outside. So they should go and see the green fields and make their world run azure on gold sands. So they should go and run out and see the blue sky. Azure refers to the color blue. And they should run on the gold sands. So the poet is saying that the children should break all the barriers and run out and see the green fields and the blue sky and the gold sands, and let their tongues run naked into books. That means they should read all the books that they get and gain more knowledge. In the line, let their tongues run naked into books, and the white and green leaves open. Here, the poet is suggesting that they should go and read the books. So, as they are going out and seeing the world, the bright scenery or the green trees. Here the green leaves are the leaves of the tree and the white leaves refer to the leaves of a book or the pages of a book. So here the poet is saying that along with the green leaves, they should also be seeing the white leaves of the book. And open history theirs whose language is the sun. So now the knowledge that they gain from the books should create a new history for them, whose language is the sun, which is going to make their life as bright as the sun. Their future will be as bright as the sun. Now let's discuss the poetic devices used in this poem. As you can see, there are many poetic devices used here, and this poem is not written in a style that is easily understood. Moreover, there are some overlapping of poetic devices also. So let's look at some of the most prominent poetic devices used in this poem.
let's start by identifying the similes. In the expression like rootless weeds, the unkempt hair of the boy is compared to rootless weeds. And in like bottle bits on stones, the broken pieces of glass on the specks of the people of the slum is compared to bottle bits. and the windows of the slums are compared to catacombs. Now let's move on to metaphors. The gusty waves refer to the healthy, energetic children of the cities, while rootless weeds refer to the insecure condition of the people of the slums. And in the futures painted with a fog refers to the bleak and unclear future of the people. The lead sky refers to the smoke-filled sky that is visible from the slums. The stars of words refer to the beautiful words written by poets like Shakespeare, which are as bright as the stars. The expression whose language is the sun refers to the bright future which the people of the slum can look forward to. When it comes to personification, we need to understand that personification is intertwined with the symbolism used by the poet in this poem.
Coming to the theme of this poem, as I already mentioned in the introduction, Stephen Spender is a poet who made his reputation with the politically conscience-stricken poems of the 20th century. So, without a doubt, the theme of this poem is also social injustice and class struggle.